Hello, good evening and welcome to SKTV. You're watching the Manipur Files. I'm Utpala Longjam, your host. Tonight's topic is KUKI militants attack, video journalist wounded. KUKI militant groups in Manipur have reignited violence after a brief lull, disrupting fragile peace and escalating ethnic tensions. For five days, 4 villages have faced relentless attacks, with KUKI militants exploiting security gaps and inaction to establish strongholds in remote areas. Despite warnings, slow government and security responses have allowed the violence to continue unabated. And despite repeated calls for peace, KUKI militants continue violent activities, deepening ethnic tensions. On December 27, 2024, simultaneous attacks on Thamnapokpi, Shanti and Sabungkho Kunau escalated with heavy bombardment in Sanasabi. State forces retaliated, but a rescue team from Manipur police was blocked by the Indian Army, a recurring issue. Militants firing from hills injured an elderly woman and 2 others, including a security personnel. On December 28, 2024, indiscriminate firing in Thamnapokpi and Sanasabi injured 4, including a journalist, L. Kabichandra, shot by a likely sniper while reporting. Chief Minister N. Biren Singh condemned the attack as a cowardly act against peace. Many questions arise. One particular question is who stands to gain from these uncontrolled terror activities in Manipur using KUKI terrorists? To delve into this crucial topic, we are joined by a distinguished panel of experts who will share their insights and perspectives. I'd like to welcome our panelists for tonight. We have Mr. RINKU KUMUKCHAM, editor, Imphal Times. Welcome to the Manipur Files, Mr. RINKU KUMUKCHAM.
Thank you.
Next, we have Mr. NAHAKPAM SHANTA, Secretary General, UCM. Welcome to the Manipur Files.
Very good evening.
And last but not the least, we have Mr. Posambam SONAMANI, socio-political commentator, who's joining us online. Welcome to the Manipur Files, Mr. P. SONAMANI.
So thanks for inviting me, Utpala.
Once again, a warm welcome to our 3 panelists. And it is a privilege to have you all in the studio tonight. Without any delay, let's start our discussion. My first question will be for Mr. KUMUKCHAM. Excuse me. In the light of the video journalist, L. Kabichandra, getting shot on the thigh allegedly by a KUKI sniper while covering the conflict in Manipur, should the government take immediate action to ensure the safety of journalists in conflict zones? And how can media organizations balance the pursuit of truth with the protection of their reporters? And as a member of the journalist fraternity, what are your thoughts on L. Kabichandra getting wounded?
Well, everyone knows that journalists, while reporting, they went into the field, they went into the conflict zone, but they were neither sided with any of the conflicting party. They report the facts, what's going on there. Right. And at the time of war, at any part of the world, journalists never were targeted by any of the parties. However, sometimes in the by stray bullets or sometimes in cross-firing, sometimes some journalists injured. That's a fact, and we cannot deny that. Even in Gaza, in other international countries where wars are happening, many journalists have died and many were injured. There were reports about that. In Manipur, what actually happened is that it is not actually a war between 2 countries. It's actually not a war between the 2. It's actually not a ethnic conflict also. It is something like, even though the Home Minister of India has stated that it's the ethnic conflict, and it's a war between 2 communities. At last time, in his last speech, he earlier had stated that this is a war against, a war provoked by the narco-terrorism, or say he did not mention the narco-terrorists, but still he stated that it is the illegal immigrants who has been, influencing or instigating this war, right, so that they have their, mission successful. So in this crisis, what the reporters in the state of Manipur has been playing is a very vital role. Since the beginning of this crisis in May 3, the journalists in Manipur, who were staying here in the Valley region, they were always trying to, putting control in their reporting, not to try to escalate the crisis. And the reporting, if you read from the beginning, in most of the major newspaper published here in the state of Manipur, you'll find that most of the reporting were based on controlling the crisis, the impact of the crisis to both the civilian and the innocent. These were the main priority area where the people of the journalist fraternity of this time, I'm talking about the main media, that is the newspapers, it has been registered with the RNI. I'm not talking about those, the mass media, which is, Facebook type of mass media, which is, becoming very popular without any authenticity. Sometimes somebody put up head speech, many words, propagating words, this and all. Those are something different. But when we talk about a real journalist in a sense that a registered journalist with a registered, working in the registered media houses, they were, following this ethical reporting since the beginning of this violence, or else, there will have been crisis. But in crisis time, even though the journalists try to report without any biasness, without any siding any of the community, as we have been staying in the conflict area, and we have been working from the very conflicting zone, there are some limitations and there are some restrictions of in the reporting because of the anger of the community, because of the anger of a different field. So we are walking in the tightrope, seeing that, sometimes we feel that we are in like, we cannot. And one thing that we were, not satisfied with is that we cannot go to the other side and report the things so that we can balance. This cannot be, even though we cannot go inside the other side and balance the story, we have been writing story, getting the information from inside source of the other side. So during this conflict time, what we are reporting is about the safety of the common people. That is the women and children, especially the farmers, how they are surviving and how the attacks are going on, and how it affect the people's mindset and how it affected. These are the things that the journalists are trying to cover. When militants from upper region fire into a village which are inhabited by civilian, it is not only the duty, it is not necessary that the police or security forces should protect or take protective measures for the safety of the journalists covering the news, but it is also the duty of the government to protect those trapped in the gunfights between, not gunfights, it's actually firing from the other side, and the other side is not firing, trying to escape, finding a way, waiting for someone to come and rescue them. These are the event happening in the recent day. For 5 continuous days, the armed KUKI militants have been firing down in, sometimes, not actually from 24th morning itself they started, and for 5 today's 6 days, they continue firing towards, the villages. So
it's still going on as we speak.
It's still going on.
Right.
And how come it that how come the militants there have so many bullets, arm and ammunitions, and bombs, These are the things. It is a matter of security concern, not only for the journalists, but also for the civilians who are staying in Thamnapopi, Sana, Sabi, or any other places nearby there. And we have been hearing the attack by the KUKI militants since the beginning of this crisis. So after the crisis, the central, union government has sent so many central forces here. If you count the number, it is nearly 1 lakh security personnel presence here at the moment. According to SHANTA, yesterday also we were sitting together and discussing, and he said that if we divided the security personnel one by one, then 1:30. 30 people get one security, and not at every place this conflict is happening. So divide half, then a family gets one security forces. When a family can get one security personnel to guard, to protect them, these periphery area villages, they are left in their own without any security.
Right.
So there is it seems like that the government has forgotten its duty to protect its citizen, and government has forgotten that the state has to follow, that the state should run as according to the provision provided in the Constitution of India. So the Constitution of India, guaranteed all fundamental rights, right to lives, and the right to security and freedom of speech, freedom to live, freedom to walk, freedom to travel everywhere. These were provided in the Constitution of India. However, when it comes to the state of Manipur, what actually happened is that everything provided under the Constitution, everything guaranteed under the Constitution of India has been violated. And then we were deprived, and then it is not a question of injuring a journalist, and more journalists might have come off to, they have the courage to report, they have to tell the truth, and while trying this, someone from the other side are attacking unremitted firings towards this and injuring a video journalist called KUKI Chandra. He has been in the field many times since the beginning of this May 3, 2023 incident. So, to me, there has been a complete lack of governance in the state, because when we talk about the central force deployed here, sent here, it is about assisting. It is for the giving assistance, assisting the state government, that is the state authority. When the security personnel who are supposed to assist the state police or state authority do as per their will without listening them, then it shows that there is complete failure. Who are ordering these people to stop the police from entering the site? We know that the day when KUKI Chandra was injured, a team of police commando came there, and a team of the security forces, especially the army, I think, they prevented them from entering the area by putting their Casper. So these people are supposed to assist the police personnel, and when they do not do that, and in opposite they are stopping this one, what does it mean? Where is, is it the, and still Manipur is under there is still a government in Manipur. For name, it may be namesake or so, but still there is a government in in written. So what actually we are thinking, I'm thinking is that is the is the Unified Command Chairman ordering the giving permission to the Indian army or paramilitary forces who came here to guard the other side, or is the Chief Secretary agreed to what the Chief Advisor has directed to the DGP? These are the things comes to my mind. So things are not very well going on here. It seems like that when if they like. We have known from the first day itself that there has been unlimited firing from there, and then many terrorists might have present there on the other side. Why don't they go and crack down? Because there are many camps located there nearby. That's another Gualtabi area. There is a Jedarek designated camp, I suppose, but in nearby there is an Assam Rifle camp. Why there are other military camp there, Indian Army camp there? Why don't they interact there? Why don't they interfere that attack when these people fire towards the civilian villages? Why don't they crack down there? Those people.
Yes, many questions arising. Thank you so much for your views, Mr. KUMUKCHAM. I'll come back to you again. For Mr. SHANTA NAHAKPAM, as Mr. RINKU KUMUKCHAM rightly said, that there's always been ethical reporting right from the beginning of the conflict. And of course, he also spoke about the limitations of the reporters. But there's a viral video of a alleged KUKI man reportedly expressing no remorse, instead stating that the video journalist KUKI Chandra should consider himself lucky to have been shot in the thigh and to be still alive. Is the central government giving a free hand to KUKI terrorists? Has the government's inaction created an environment where KUKI militants operate with impunity?
There are a few things which we have to consider if we want to, go deep inside, a little deeper inside why these things has been happening and why it has taken so much of time for the government to control. And when we ask that there are more than 260 companies being stationed in Imphal, in Manipur particularly, and why those companies, what are the locations and what are the methodology, under what methodology has been these companies being deployed, and what are their the aim and objective of such deployment. When somebody manages to fire to a community or manages to create a violent environment inside a state which has an elected government, that actually means that there are some political backing which actually is doing the thing. You need to have a political whole and soul of political understanding to move around with arms and ammos, and get stationed in such kind of location from where you can disturb these villages or this community.
Right.
If you look at the environment at the present position of the government seems to be not taking any political decision to end the violence.
Yes.
So like if we say that if we look at what has happened yesterday after the violence took place for nearly 4 days, and yesterday unfortunately Mr. Kabir was hit on his thigh. Now after he was hit in his thigh, the government decided to move many of the personnel's armed forces and do a sensitization process. If you again look at the method, how it had taken place and why it has taken place, in my personal opinion, I would like to put that the government needs to think beyond the area of firing, beyond the villages of Meitei or beyond the valley area, that there is also a land which belongs to Manipur and people who voted for the same government. And there is also one person who is elected from that particular area, who belongs to the Manipur Assembly. Now the law and order, maintenance of law and order is not only related to the valley region, but also to the cycle area or the area where Tamo just stated that there is a KRA camp. And many of the companies of Assam Rifles, Central Armed Police Force, or even the Manipur Police is also stationed on that side of the hill. How these people have managed to cross those land, those roads, those deployment of troops, those law, which is equally equally being implemented under an elected government in the same state. You see, if you look at the firing which took place in Kautruk, the firing which took place in Moirang, the firing which took place in Sugnu, with the firing which took place in Kumbi region, most of the firing had taken place from the hilltop, and they simply vanished from the hill. Now Manipur border doesn't end on top of the hill. There are villages beyond the hill. For example, if you look at Sanasabi, there are villages beyond Sanasabi also, on the other side of the hill. Combing operation needs to be done from that side also, not only from the valley side. Whenever there is a firing, the state government decides, or the security advisor waits for, I think the security advisor or the commander of these forces wait for an order, a political order, that we may go ahead. I strongly believe and I strongly feel that it's my personal opinion that the government is not giving any order politically to dismantle or disarm the militants. Not only the state government, but the central government is not able to give an order to the armed forces or their commanders or the security advisor or even to the home department of the state. That is why such things are happening. Now if we talk of journalism and how it has evolved and what kind of role the journalists has been taking, I think it is the whole and sole responsibility of the state, Information and Public Relations Department, to maintain harmony among the publication of the press. Even that also is not done. The DIPR, particularly the Ministry of DIPR, is located in Imphal, but we are having a separated media coverage, even in the registered media as well as the non-registered or the mass communication area, including Facebook, Instagram or Twitter. There is a whole and soul war going on, war of words, war of expression going on. That is the result. That is the result which you are seeing, where one one person belonging to that particular community tells Mr. Kabi that he is lucky enough to be hit on his thigh. But is the government able to take up necessary action or so moto or file an FIR or even a zero FIR apart from the citizen? It is for the it is responsibility of the government to protect the life of the people, and a particular life which belonged to a journalist who was trying to report trying to report the fact and truth of whatever was happening in that region has been hit. Now even till date the government has been silent. Even the DIPR department needs to take up a suo motu case or file an FIR against this particular person. It is very easy to find who and how this person has been able to come up with what IP address, from which location he has been doing all these things. So bringing peace necessarily doesn't mean that you stop the firing, but bringing peace also actually means that the government and its agencies try to stop the hatred feelings which is being pushed through social media. It is another kind of war. So in my first round I would like to put like this and end my point that the government is doing very less to control this, too less to control the present situation. They need to, apart from deployment of troops and armed guards, they also need to look into the implementation of various laws which include include the spreading of hatredness not only in the valley but in the hills as well. Apart from that, they also need to survey the methods of deployment of different kind of troops. It should also be deployed on the other side of the hill where there are villages. The villages over there also needs to be protected. Who knows that this militant might have come from Myanmar and they might have put the village chief on with their gunpoint and told them not to speak, where rather they might get killed. Such kind of thing has already happened in Kangpokpi. It has already happened in Choshanpur also, where militants have already gunned down tribal chiefs who wanted to speak out against this battle going on. See, this is what I want to say. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. NAHAKPAM. Deployment of troops need to be looked into. So on that, I'd like to go to Mr. P. SONAMANI. As we were talking about the deployment of troops, Mr. SONAMANI, is it justifiable for central forces to block the functioning of state forces during times of conflict, or does this hinder effective security operations at the local level? Because it is evident, or let's say it's apparent, that there's a lack of coordination among the security forces. What is the exact role of approximately 60,000 security forces, as it was mentioned earlier? And why is there a lack of coordination between the security forces?
Utpala, good evening to you, and thanks to SKTV and to my colleagues, and the worldwide who are listening. I bow my head to you. This is a very, very, very wonderful, the questions what you raise. I feel myself that I don't belong to India. I feel that I'm being alienated, that I'm being a citizen of India. So I feel personally that I'm a non-Indian, because of this attitude, biased attitude of the government of India. See, first thing is that what I would like to apprise to you is that who is behind these KUKI terrorists? It's a small organization. Does India feels that the sea is one of the superpowers? She is coming up and she is claiming in many ways. What is the justification has been made out because of this indiscriminate firing by this KUKI terrorists? As if there is no law in India. Might is right. What the BJP government would like to hear a word is called Jor Jar Mulluk Tar. जो जिसका बहस उसी का पास जिसका लाठी जिसका सरी उसी का बहस. What I mean to say is that if a man has become a hooligan, If a man has become, he started misbehaving it. See, I state in one or two states where most troublesome state is number one, Nagaland, once upon a time, where they brought their light armies in the Naga undergrounds. They started firing, killing in each other. Even my police, my colleague, 19 were gunned down. Even the DGP Nagaland, late M. Hesoma, was gunned down. The IGP was, one KUKI IGP was the Mr. M. Sitlu, and all KUKIs were, their blood was so thirsty by some another group. Somehow or other we could manage them to, run away from Nagaland and to go on other posting. Okay, this is another factor. Does the Indian government, you claim that you are maintaining a peace and tranquility, in what way? It apparently it's, to me, some big, the geopolitical, some groups are also behind this. We cannot rule them. And the Indian government, she is in lieu of maintaining the peace and tranquility in a small state. Even this sometime Amit Shah, he says that these are all illegal immigrants. Sometimes say that no, they are the Indian citizens. Sometimes says that no, they are the Manipur citizens. Then now they're trying to divert the FMR, this the fencing. It's a small fragmented group. Unless or otherwise, government of India, if you are not serious, they will never stop. Apparently to me that they are being encouraged. Why the army, why the Assam Rifle, why the CFPF in a large numbers, why they are deployed, for whom? Are they only to eliminate? Are they only to get killed or killed only a particular community? What they have been doing it. They claim that we are from army, we are from Assam Rifle, we are so-and-so, we are DIG, we are IG, we are Major General. I have no respect for this. Of course, I cannot blame entirely on them. There is a Bharat Sarkar, what they call it. I say that what they call it. Unless or otherwise the proper instruction is being issued, they will never open their mouth, they will never be in action. What kind of laws have been imposed on us? In a small state, they have divided 3/4 is the hill areas. They wanted to rule in a different way, they are doing it. Whatever they want, whatever they wish, they have been implementing it. They have been, these Chin KUKI terrorists have been given a free roam. Even in Nagaland could be controlled. Even Arunachal Pradesh could be controlled. Mizoram could be controlled when entire society revolted in. Why is some fragmented group and the refugees who has no locus standi in Manipur, who have been given on humanitarian ground, they have been given as a Manipur citizen because of our laxity, because of our leaders fail to realize that these people are crooked and a criminal. These are the four-footed animal. So they are being encouraged by a mighty country. Wow, what she claims India. Are you behind this? If you really wish India government, you can solve this issue within 2 to 3 hours, but you are not doing it. You have become a bias because you are not controlling the persons who are possessing the rocket, propeller, grenade. You are not controlling the unauthorized people, these illegal people which the Home Minister agreed. You are not trying to control on them. Rather than coming down, or if not the encouraging this criminal four-footed animals, then we are the peace-loving people. We, in history, except with the British and with the other countries, when in a sovereign country there used to be war, yes, we did. Otherwise, we are very accommodative. If the whole world knows, Government of India, you reply. What authority you have to confine us to and keep us within the periphery of 9, 10, 11 kilometers? Are we your servant? Are we not an Indian citizen like you? I raised these several questions. There is a certain policy. I feel that the Article 3, the Indian constitutions, the government of India, she seems to be applying it. so that the Manipur can be separated, Manipur can be created, and Manipur can be balkanized in 2-3 states. Otherwise, if India government is serious, I say that within 1 week all problem this can be solved. But she is not doing it. Why? Why? Right. This is what we're asking. Okay. Once upon a time, you see the video journalist, my friend, the Mr. My friend has already said that media has been given us so much freedom, but giving too much freedom like the India Editor Guild of India, we are not like that. We Manipur medias I appreciate. Because of the medias today we are living, our eyes are being opened, our knowledge are being imparted by them, and we are gaining our knowledge day by day. And I appreciate Manipur media, they are not biased. In a small state like today's, the electronic media has become so fast. Had not been this electronic medias, in Manipur would have been in a completely in dark. And in a small state, several agencies, several publications is being made very fast without any bias. We are not biased people. We are simple people. We don't mind that, and the media, Manipur media, I really salute. You have been doing a very satisfactory, and you have been really guiding us. You have been educating us. You have been opening our eyes. We pay only 5 rupees. Just Shanghai Express, 5 rupees. But I learn every day more than lakhs rupees of knowledge. Yes. I really salute it. Right. Even in the war zone, even you have really highlighted, even in the war zone, even in the Gaza, even in the what is called the other countries, even in the Persian Gulf, then the Ukraine, or even in the Second World War, the medias are being made free. That's why that we feel that there is a justice. Media never becomes a bias. They are the eyes and the ear of us. They educate us. This Mr. Kobi-chan, I feel sorry for that, and I really blame this KUKI Joe terrorist being behind this a very powerful from the India, very powerful that they are helping and they're shielding all kind of the facts and the figure, and they're been pushing ahead, it seems to me, because in the hill areas, more than 3/4 areas have not been touched, have not been implemented, whatever the laws and this so-called the Bharat Nyaya Sanghita, I said that so-called Bharat Nyaya Sanghita, they have no Nyaya has been given to every citizen of Manipur, the Nyaya, that illegally they have imposed what we feel it. They are not doing justice. It is a very shocking matter when the medias are being targeted, means where this KUKI Joe, this 4-footed animal, they have no respect for the human being. They do not, they always try to contravene the laws of the India government. And we feel, we Manipuri people, we have been alienated by the government of India. I feel personally, whatever the action you would like to initiate, you do it. I'm ready to face any consequences. We said that you have neglected us, you have ignored us, you have not taken any kind of tangible decision. Right. Now see it now in coming back to the Manipur. There is a security advisor, Chief Minister have been the handcuff. Very, very ridiculously, I was shocked to hear that Chief Minister was begging one day, a few days before. Since last 15 months, I have not been put any kind of advanced intelligence or the intelligence, any kinds of, then who controls Manipur? Absolutely. Is it because of the 355 article? Is it, yeah, that is the reason clandestinely that you made it, that the security advisor, although he claims that no, I'm being like a frog. I am an ambivalent, I am with the government of India, I am with the governor, I am with the CM, I am for all. No, this is wrong. This is wrong. Chief Minister hands up and he has been handcuffed. The reason being, you have not imposed the precedent rule because 352, 355, 356 article, then you are ready to do it, you do it. But there is a God who will decide the fate for everybody. Now you have become a muscle man or a muscle power government of India. And you have totally ignored the Manipur. Remember, government of India, once upon a time, we are like you. You are a fragmented group, you join it. We were a nation like you. We used to be proud, and we are proud of that. We are not the killer. We are not criminal like this four-footed animal. Knowingly, why you have not tried to solve this issue? And now you say that, hum dekhenge. Pahadi wala ko dekhenge, Birenji, aap valley mein dekho. What does it mean? In one state, 3/4 is controlled by the government of India, and 1/4 is controlled, the half or the 5%, 10% controlled by the chief minister, because he has not been given this power. This is absolutely, this is defying the Indian article, and you are seizing the power of a chief minister. You have made the chief minister as an handicap. Chief minister, you put him in the prison, he has become prisoner. How in the state, how the DGP doesn't furnish any kind of information to him, who has to work, who has to salute to the chief minister once, twice in a day, that DGP doesn't forward. That is what the chief minister claimed.
Right.
I do not know what is going on. In nutshell, the KUKI terrorists who has been equipped all kinds of arms ammunition from the various sources, because there is geopolitics too involved. India government, you know it fully. Who is involved in the geopolitics already? There, say, you see in the Bangladesh what has happened. Who has done one Donald Louis? You see that how he has thrown out the Bangladesh chief minister. Manipur, perhaps somehow managed up to some extent here and there. In nutshell, I said, I'm sorry that you have started attacking even the media. It's a serious crime.
Yes,
you
it's
will
a very
not have
sad...
any place in the society. And you will be disrespected in the days to come in the future. That KUKI, you never respected the media. That means you don't respect your parents too. This is my submission to you in the first round.
Thank you so much, Mr. P. Sonamani. Well, there's a general feeling of alienation, as Mr. P. Sonamani rightly pointed. And if the government wanted, this conflict could have been solved in a week. And we've been speaking about this all throughout since the beginning of the conflict. So continuing on that, Mr. KUMUKCHAM, do attacks on peripheral villages suggest that the buffer zones are poorly designed or inadequately enforced, giving the KUKI militants a strategic location to rain down bullets and cause maximum damage to peripheral area citizens?
Definitely, if the security force are very concerned about the safety of the people, you know, the buffer zone, which they call, actually buffer zone in a sense should not be utilized or termed or coined in a state like Manipur inside the country. In any state or in any, you know, within two states, we do not term the words buffer zone, because buffer zone itself is an international term that when a war happened between two countries, they made a buffer zone, you know, in order to cease fire between them, to start negotiate talks between them. These are the things. But when it comes to the state of Manipur, that very term itself, buffer zone, is is creating some kind of misinformation, misleading to the people of Manipur. So when we talk about the security concern of the state, it is very unfortunate that beside the presence of so many security forces, we already know that there are only some specific area where the KUKI militants, I would definitely say KUKI militants, not a KUKI, or not all the KUKI, only the KUKI militants or the terrorists who are attacking the villages. They are attacking in the peripheral region. There is some area, for example, yesterday the Sanasabi, the Thamnapokpi, this Imphal is this side, and Sinamkom, that side, then another Kautruk, that side. These are some of the villages. You know, nearly 1 lakh of security personnel are present here, and why not? They properly put there, knowing the fact that the KUKI people are attacking in this area, from time to time. If they know this, why not they go there and have a post there and try to protect all the people there? So when we go a little deeper, then we can sense that is the government of India trying to do, is the government of India, when I say about the government of India, it is about a Union Home Minister and a Prime Minister. Do they have some agenda to the state of Manipur? Are they planning to make Manipur a different state from its own existing by dividing it, by balkanizing it? Because you see, when two people during high, when tension was very high in the state of Manipur at the beginning of this crisis, when two women were paraded naked, the Prime Minister of India, said that it is a shame for the country that the Manipur people are doing like this. It was out of anger that they're doing, and in response to that, the people of Manipur, targeted those people who were there, harassing those women, destroy their home, and then they were arrested by the people. And people don't like those kind of things. We responded perfectly.
Right.
But when 6 people, including 3 women
yes.
and 3 minor children, were
yes.
slaughtered after being held as hostages, none of the central minister, none of the political parties, they come up and not even condemn
yes.
this incident. And when this matter has been put up to the Supreme Court, what actually happened is that the authority of the Indian government said that it is a state matter, and that it is the state government that has to deal. So they have finally come up with the statement that even though they have been utilizing the government of Manipur as a puppet government and then do whatever they like, but when things goes wrong, they are saying that it is your duty to protect and not our duty to protect. So slowly the picture is coming clearly that there has been some agenda going on.
Yes.
This has been coming up more clearly after the former Chief Justice of Manipur High Court, Sridhar Miridul, when he said that an invisible force is keeping the Manipur boil. State of Manipur under boiling situation. That is, they don't want to stop this violence. These are the things that this Chief Justice of Manipur, who has been here, had stated. And as he stated, when he said that invisible government, invisible hand, it is none other than those who had direct political linkage with the higher up authority. So there is an invisible force, which definitely mean that when we review, when we interpret what Mr. Chief Justice, retired Chief Justice has stated, it is definitely the government, those in power, they are playing, who are playing this game of conflict, because this conflict gain them, because put the people confuse the people and then rule it. These are the things happening there. And in between this, what we have to go in a little bit deeper again is that for so long after Lakshman Prasad was appointed as in charge governor, no permanent governor was appointed for quite a long time. Say, for example, for 2-3 months. For example, in between crisis, at a time when Manipur is facing a deep crisis, uncontrollable crisis, the government of India do not consider appointment of a regular governor here. But finally they choose a person who has retired just in August this year as a Secretary of the Union Home Affairs, who knows everything about this, what is happening in the state of Manipur, appointed as a governor of Manipur. He is sharing in the next week. So when he comes and then when he picks a chief secretary, despite the fact that it is the government that has to pick this chief secretary, and from among the senior-most, 3 senior-most IAS cadres, something seems to be going to happen because of the appointment of this governor as the this union retired Home Secretary as the governor of Manipur, and then another, they are soon going to put another chief secretary. When the chief secretary is the hand of the union home minister, and when the governor is directly linked with, who understand everything and who can act, and then when the unified command chairman is in the hands of the union government, the existing government, maybe already they have done now. Actually, what will happen to the fate of Manipur in this 2-3 weeks? It's a matter that everybody should concern, because without imposing the 356 or 352, they acted in unofficial type of government, unofficial type of president rules, unofficial type of central rule here, then every blame will come to the present Chief Minister. So my simple feeling is that our Chief Minister and the government of Manipur, all the elected members of Manipur should consider the development coming up here and should consider why there is a division among the security forces. There is the state security forces and the central forces. Why the central government is not directing, allowing the state government, when I said state government, it's the Chief Minister I'm talking about, directing him, giving him full power to utilize his power as a Home Minister. So this kind of things make us apprehensive that some kind of things is going to happen, and already the partition is been over. There is also one thing we have to be serious. All thing the partition is over, and then they might act as according to the demand of the Manipuri people that our state cannot be divided into pieces, and then we'll fight till our blood runs in our body. Those kind of promises, will certainly sprung up if that happen. If divide happen, and then we all might come over the streets, and another kind of civil war, which is more serious than what's happening here,
currently,
might occur, and the blame could have been those in the government, right, in the presently. Because until and unless they understand, they had a proper, either they have a proper planning, either they have a proper understanding with the central government, or either they understand that they were being utilized, they should make they should take a complete commitment, political decision to either to go with the people, come up out with the people, and lead us to protect the people of the state, to protect the territorial integrity of the state. Because earlier too, in 2000, we have lost 18 lives, not even 18 lives, 21 lives. Many were injured, a woman was amputated, and earlier that many were killed in the 7-year devastations of Manipur. It happened the same. And if this happened the same, people of Manipur will not remain quiet. And we are around 14 lakhs of Manipuri people. If added with the minority community like other indigenous people, we are around 20 lakhs people. If all this together sprung up, and voice against the government of India, the military may kill some lakhs or two, but the remaining will certainly strike, and India will be surely in trouble. And then, in order to protect their all, frankly, Chief Minister of Manipur, what he thinks is for the protection of the land, and what we were criticizing is that the way you are acting is somewhat different from the way that people want. But still then, he loves his place, he loves his state. So come out. It is right at the moment, come out. And come out from the prison, from the handcuff. Come out from that handcuff which Tamo has just mentioned. And then lead us.
And lead.
We will go together, we will fight for our these things. This is humble.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. KUMUKCHAM. There seems to be, as Mr. KUMUKCHAM said, seems to be a concerning development. So we have to wait and watch. Continuing very quickly, Mr. NAHAKPAM, can you tell us why security forces seemingly powerless? Why are the security forces seemingly powerless in the face of the ongoing aggression by KUKI militants, despite the presence of AFSPA? And what more is needed for security forces to effectively counter the attacks on Meitei villages?
There is only one line I can say. There is only one line. There has to be a political will, a political order. India is a democratic country. In democracy, the elected government needs to give an order to the army or to the law enforcement agencies. Until and unless they get an order, they will not kill anyone, nor they will protect anyone. Both sides have the same coin. You see, they will never protect anyone, because protection, protection of the citizens of the state actually means protecting the indigenous 14 tribe, which is listed in the Indian Constitution, which also requires the villagers in the area like Kangpokpi, Chorchanpur to be protected properly, so that they can speak up against what is happening in the state of Manipur. If you allow the militants to move freely, to attack wherever they want, to kill wherever they want, to speak whatever they want, to speak anything against a journalist, anything against the chief minister,
Yes.
anything against anybody, then how are you, do you think that the government has already given an order to all the armed forces to utilize their power to dismantle the militants and bring peace in the state? That will never happen. Delhi and the state of Manipur, Delhi and Imphal needs to take a decision how they are going to solve this matter and when.
Okay.
This is what the CSO has been asking for. That's it.
All right, thank you so much. Due to time constraint, I'll make it very quickly to Mr. P. SONAMANI. The last question for tonight, the closing question. The violence by KUKI militants appears to be a deliberate strategy to persist until their demands are met, driven by ongoing tensions and instability in the region. In short, they've been using violence as a tool to achieve their political agenda. Despite the conflict lasting for over 20 months, the militants continue to be well equipped with sophisticated weapons, suggesting that their resources have not dwindled, as one might expect in a prolonged conflict. These repeated acts of aggression by KUKI militants, a deliberate provocation aimed at escalating tensions with the Meitei community. What is your take on that, Mr. SONAMANI? Quickly in 2 minutes, please.
You see that when the state and the state's machineries are weak, government of India definitely will interfere. She has interfered. Chief Secretary has to be from the state. If it is not union territory, by the state concerned, according to seniority 1, 2, 3, whomsoever they like it, who's SCR and who will be able to function as a Chief Secretary is a Cabinet Secretary, very important post. So also the DGP is being selected by the state according to the seniority. Mr. Rajiv, he has become a DGP. We do not know because central government has already interfered. His coming is, I don't blame it, but because he has been asked to go. But a person from among the senior, among the IPS officers, among the additional DGs, one should have been appointed. This is the prerogative of the state government. So also the Chief Secretary. Chief Secretary, that is not union territory that you can appoint anyone from the rule and the governed by the government of India from center. No, it has to be decided by the earlier past Chief Secretaries. They were never, they were never being posted from the government of India. Although they are DOPT, everything is controlled by the government of India, everything in the Home Ministry. That is a different issue. For the state issue, according to seniority, 1, 2, 3 among them, they will select it, there will be capability, sincerity, what they fail it, according to suitability of the head of the government, the Chief Minister, he and his cabinet colleague will decide to appoint him. Now, in this case, Chief Secretary has been appointed by the government of India, directly interfering, DGP has been appointed by the government of India without the consent and without the concern and without having any kind of suggestions from our present head of the government. If this kind of the interference is being made, what kind of a trust we have with the government of India? So there is a deficit of trust. Whatever is happening and whatever is going to happen, I can assure you there is a very mighty power. The government of India is behind it. So whatever is happening, this could have been solved within a few days, within a few months. That should not happen any longer. Then know that who is right or wrong.
Right.
Is there any deliberate attempt from the government of India that you try to destabilize the government, or you seize the power already from the head of the government? You have reduced him to the second class, the chief minister in the state, and you have another deliberate attempt. I think that you are trying to balkanize the Manipur. This is absolutely wrong.
Right.
If there is a will, there is a way. I need not have to say. Two of my colleagues have already spelled out. Being a guardian, you should have interfered within no time and should have solved it. Who is right or wrong, you know. But it seems, according to me, you have become an anti-Manipuri government of India.
Right.
Otherwise, it should have been never happened. Still, we caution you, government of India, treat us as
equals, right.
in any one of the states, citizen aid, and restore peace within no time, and you should not leave behind even a single minute.
Okay.
Otherwise, your dilly-dallying tactics, it indicates that there is some sort of your hidden agenda. Please don't do it.
Thank you so much, Mr. P. SONAMANI.
We appeal you.
Right. Thank you for your views, Mr. P. SONAMANI. This brings us to the end of this edition of the Manipur Files. The government's apparent inaction and delayed response to escalating violence have fueled confusion and distrust among the affected communities. The safety of civilians, including journalists like L. Kabi Chandra, who was injured during reporting from the conflict zone, has been severely compromised. Failure to act decisively against KUKI militants has not only deepened ethnic tensions, but also allowed militant strongholds to flourish, leaving vulnerable communities and frontline reporters at the mercy of ongoing attacks. This undermines faith in the state's ability to restore peace and ensure security for all. Before we leave, I'd like to thank our panelists once again for joining us at the studio and for your valuable time and insights. And to our viewers, thank you for watching SKTV. We hope you'll join us again next Sunday for our next edition, English edition of the Manipur Files. I'm Utpala Longjam, your host, signing off. Have a good night and a great week.